Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to Tekken 2 for the week of October 26, 2020, where I give you guys a rundown of this week's video game and tech news in 2 minutes or less. Before we begin, though, make sure to drop a like on the video and to subscribe to get our sub count up a little bit, as I noticed about 30% of you aren't subscribed. Anyway, let's start the timer and start with some overlooked Nintendo news. So on Wednesday, the last Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase of the year went live kind of out of the blue. Usually, these small updates get a lot of hate, understandably, because most games that they show don't have any hype surrounding them and they only last like 10 to 20 minutes. However, this one seems to be particularly interesting because Nintendo seems to be dipping their toes into some cloud gaming. Normally, the Switch can't handle big AAA games, but they actually announced cloud versions of both Control, which came out last year, and Hitman 3, which comes out January of 2021. Control is actually out right now for Switch, and there are two options for how you can play. First off, there's Performance Mode, which will boost the smoothness of the game but bring down the resolution a little bit, and then Graphics Mode, which is the opposite, but Performance Mode definitely is the way to go. The game holds up surprisingly well in Performance Mode, which opens up a lot more games to be able to be ported to the Switch via the cloud. However, this is obviously all dependent on your internet connection. Nintendo actually tried out cloud gaming back in 2018 with Resident Evil 7 and a few other titles, but it was exclusively for Japan. And after the Direct, game files were found suggesting that a cloud version of the Resident Evil 3 remake is also coming. On top of that, Cyberpunk 2077 was unfortunately delayed once more to December 10th of this year. The reason for the delay is said to be because of trying to get the game running well on all platforms. And in their defense, it is a legit excuse because there are 9 platforms they have to port the game to and be able to optimize it for each one. In other news, Bugsnax will be the first PS5 free game for PS Plus in November. Netflix is making live-action, animated, and anime adaptations of Assassin's Creed. And we got 2 new images from the animated Resident Evil Netflix show, along with the confirmation that it will be canon with the games. On the tech side, AMD has announced their 6000 series graphics cards, the 6800, 6800 XT, and the 6900 XT, and they will be about on par with Nvidia's 3000 series offerings. There were also old and new features confirmed for all models like ray tracing, and the 6800 models are being released November 18th at $579 for the 6800 and $649 for the 6800 XT. The 6900 XT, on the other hand, will go for $999 and be released December 8th. If you guys are looking for all the information about the AMD event, which you got to over 130 views, so thank you so much, you can click on the card on screen now where I go into a lot more depth and also give my thoughts on it all. Speaking of graphics cards, there are rumors going around right now that Nvidia is set to release a lower-end 3060 Ti on November 17th, but I guess we'll have to wait for an announcement. Also, Corsair is adding Epoch Cam, an app that turns your iPhone into a stream webcam, to its many already owned companies. And lastly, Sony is close to closing out a deal to buy the anime streaming service Crunchyroll from AT&T for just under a whopping $1 billion. That's going to do it for this episode of Tekken 2 for the week of October 26, 2020, so if you enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe. Also, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.